Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
It sure is it not?
I mean, we got a goddamn piece of wood.
Listen, nobody has told us in the 10 years we've been doing this goddamn thing
Pretty much.
that this is not the best show. So, once again...
Nobody's disputed it. Not one email. Period.
No.
Not one tweet. Period. We are the best show on the internet. We come here every single week, no matter what is happening in the world, no matter... We break news on this show all the time.
Through pandemic, through tragedy, through triumph, through sailing the open seas.
Which, by the way, we've got a smash hit video.
Smash hit, dude. It is such a fun video. If you have not seen it, be sure to jump into the archives right here on YouTube. Check out, technically, episode 249, which was,
that's right,
close enough. Our anniversary special for the show and this network, sort of. And the celebration on the Brain Wreck cruise, which you know, we had to co-sponsor it with Coheed and Cambria. For the SS Never Ender.
Papers were signed.
Because people were dropping off. All the bands were like, yo, that ain't me. Andrew WK, just completely quit. He's like, listen, this C thing ain't for me anymore. And then they
still made it in the video.
I know. But then they called us up and they said, guys, we know you've been talking about this for 2 years now. Talking about the Brain Wreck cruise. Like, come be a part of it. Film, all of that totally happened,
right?
And now here we are.
And Agent Fenton's correct. It is the best fucking show on the entire internet.
I mean, it's not a fucking show, not yet, at least. I mean,
no, but I did just saw the first ever time. You know, I've been perusing the wanted ads. Per se. A bit unemployed.
Yeah, got those back pages out.
There was a opening position for a video editor for an adult film company.
I mean, you are in Florida. Dude, you could start a production company.
I mean, I could. It's actually been I've been told I should.
You should.
By a few people.
I mean, like porn's the way to go, in my opinion.
Oh, that kind of. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was talking about local commercials, but here you got ideas.
You got to start small and expand out. You kind of got to go with what's available and then build up from there.
That's true. And Fenton, yes, that is not how you're supposed to store a wrestling ring. They fucking literally just threw it out in the open. They're like, we got to move on. Hey, and you're always welcome on the cruise for the Brain Wreck. I mean, there was room under the bed. You could have easily fit.
You probably could have easily gotten your own room too.
I mean, a lot of them were empty.
A lot of them were empty. Just listen, folks. Just buy a ticket. That's all you gotta do. Buy a ticket
and show up. And it's half the battle.
It really is. Just listen. I feel like we say that on this show a lot. Just show up.
Just show up.
Show up.
Sometimes although I have been showing up with these job applications, and ain't nobody interested.
What?
Ain't nobody interested.
And they say America doesn't want to work anymore.
I was just gonna bring that fucking shit up. Holy fucking Christ!
What is going on out there?
Because listen, it is more apparent now than ever. Now, when we started this show back fucking 6.5 years ago, whenever the fuck we did,
it was simply 6 years ago.
Simply 6.
Simply 6. 6 in 1 month.
6 in 1 month years ago.
Yeah.
We talked about, how nothing's real, how we're all living in the Matrix,
it's all bullshit.
How, everything's bullshit. But now more than ever, the narrative is whatever you want it to be.
Oh, yeah.
And that's reality.
Critical thinker. I'm a critical thinker. I make up my own thoughts. Therefore, I think critically.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that movie sucked. I'm a critical thinker. I'm very critical of everything. So, there's a narrative out there that nobody wants to work.
There is.
And that's not true.
It's not
People
true.
want to work. but they also want to get paid.
They want to get paid. They don't want to work for bullshit companies doing bullshit jobs. They want better benefits. They want better pay. They want better opportunities. Like, oh, who would have thought that? Oh, you know, and like, what was it? Not even 5 years ago, there was a whole debate about like how much we need to pay the fast food workers, and you know maybe they should be making you know enough to live on a single job. And people are like, no, those people who flip my burgers, you know, they don't deserve minimum wage. They're just flipping burgers. They put themselves in that position. And then it's like, well, now nobody wants to flip burgers, and fucking Joe Bob's all pissed off because he can't get his Whopper anymore. Well,
that's right.
Maybe don't argue about it.
And to be perfectly honest, I might be flipping burgers soon. You never know. Like, times are getting tough out there. And let me tell you, something else is broken. Is this goddamn system of like these fucking programs.
Oh yeah.
Fucking out there to help people. Jesus Christ. I've been out of work for over a month now. I've not gotten one unemployment check as of yet. Still waiting. My application for both food stamps and health insurance is pending for over 3 weeks now. Like, you can't get help out there. Like, it is impossible to get any sort type of benefit or help. If anything happens to you, you're fucked and you're on your own. Luckily, we've had some savings to be able to float by, but those are dwindling fast.
Sure.
And it's like, what happened? Like, at the beginning of this pandemic, people were getting an extra $600 in their fucking check and shit like that. And like, as soon as that fucking program ended, like, everything fucking went out.
They were like, you know what? Like, we did enough. We helped them out. It'll be over by, October. Then we'll be back to normal. And it's like, no, that's not what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently you can make more money at McDonald's then you need a career change, sir.
I think, yeah. Listen, folks, just follow the money.
It leads to everything.
Money leads to everything. Eventually you'll find yourself in that room with the real Declaration of Independence.
How the fuck has nobody figured out Bruce Wayne's Batman? Follow the money. Somebody's got to pay for them cars.
When you really break it down, it is kind of flawed, I mean,
like extremely flawed.
But, I don't mind it. I mean,
the best explanation as to how nobody's figured it out came from Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
Where he's just like making it a conspiracy theory that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Oh.
So that it's just another fucking conspiracy theory.
Just like another whack job is like.
That's why. And we have to talk about this. I didn't even tell you about this. I'm springing this on you right now.
Okay.
This is why we got to talk about the JFK thing.
Let's dive into this a little bit.
Because, folks, I don't know if you know this or not. We were supposed to get some answers. We were supposed to know the truth. And just like everything else in the world, the truth is a lie. And the truth is made up, and the truth is whatever you want it to be. Because due to the Freedom of Information Act, we were finally supposed to get all the documents that the government has on the JFK assassination. And then what happens? The Joe Biden administration delays the release of these papers. Why? It was over 50 fucking years ago.
So,
like, who are they trying to protect?
They're trying to protect themselves, man. Seems like what it is.
Ted Cruz's dad?
Ted was like, hey, Joe, you hook me up. I'll hook you up in the next round of elections.
He's like, I'll give you some Cancun tickets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, Ted's too busy like feuding with Big Bird now, which I don't know. I don't know if you've seen that.
I'm not familiar. No.
So
I mean, that's your local politics, so you have to clue me in.
Little Teddy Cruz is apparently fighting with the Big Bird, and by the Big Bird, I mean homeboy walking around Sesame Street.
Oh, you mean legitimately
Big Bird?
Why? What's the Big Bird?
Because they put out the Sesame Street. I can't even say it. It's so fucking stupid. Like, this is where our politics are right now. Okay, we have an elected official having a Twitter feud with an imaginary 7-foot yellow bird. So the Sesame Street Twitter account tweeted, or it was like the Big Bird Twitter account. I don't fucking know.
Sure.
Listen, folks, I don't follow shit that closely.
Okay.
But it was just Big Bird saying like that he got the COVID vaccine, and he was encouraging kids to do so and to like not be scared about it because it'll be okay.
Okay.
And then and then Ted Cruz chimes in. He's like, "This is propaganda."
Oh, this is propaganda.
This is propaganda.
This is the line.
This is the line. This is the line.
Okay.
You know how kids have to get vaccinated to go to school anyways? But like, yeah,
Sure.
this right
I got
here.
kids.
That you've got kids. I was a kid once. I got so many shots growing up. I got shots just the other week. Okay. But like, this was the line. And it's like, this is where we are as a society right now. Like, if you really want to see it, I mean, you've got other fucking, like, politicians tweeting out, like, anime clips of characters killing Joe Biden. And it's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I honestly believe that, like, so, I mean, I stopped paying attention because I got my own shit to worry about.
Oh,
but, like,
yeah.
At the same time, it seems like when everything that happened from Trump, where everybody kind of rallied against Trump, especially towards the end. And then when Biden got in the office, the other side was like, okay, it's our turn. Oh. And then they're rallying as well. And then at the same, but then it just becomes like kind of the parody of the thing. And then like everything just kind of gets muddled. And then it all ends up as, it's like when you're coloring a picture and you add too much color and it all just becomes brown shit. Like,
it's like, yeah, you're trying really hard to make something really nice, and you've added just a little bit too much, and now it's just a mess.
And now it's ruined. Everything's ruined.
Well, I mean, like,
basically,
when you look at,
oh, and Fenton's calling you out. What do you mean it's not real?
I mean, Snuffleupagus isn't real. Like that. Like that's the true story there.
Well, he's
the
a fucking woolly mammoth,
that
right?
we can all see. Yeah, and they all died.
That's not true. Didn't you see they're bringing them back with DNA?
What in the Jurassic Park are you fucking talking about?
You didn't see that story?
No,
they found like DNA of like the fucking woolly mammoth, and they're gonna bring that shit back because they think that it's gonna solve like the population of like control of the cats.
Why, when I typed in woolly mammoth, was the first thing that popped up Waco? The fuck is going on in this world?
The fuck is going on?
A new company with a wild mission: bring back the woolly mammoth. Don't do this. Don't do this. Let nature run its course. Yes, it's sad that a lot of these creatures have passed and are no longer with us. But like, let's not try to start genetically engineering dinosaurs again, okay? Like, we've seen that movie.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out. It was a box office smash, but let's leave it at that.
Worked out for Steven.
You ain't fucking joking. With $15 million in private funding, Colossal aims to bring thousands. Not just one or two, but fucking thousands. At $15 million, that seems low. To bring back a creature of that magnitude. Yeah. To bring thousands of woolly mammoths back to Siberia. Some scientists are deeply skeptical that will happen. No, this is a pyramid scheme. This is a fraudulent scheme. This is not at all going. Like, they are just stealing this money. That is what's happening here.
So you can either sell essential oils or bring back the woolly mammoths. It's the same.
To be fair,
it's the same scheme.
To be fair, and to give them credit, one of those schemes sounds way cooler. and I will say it's not the oils. I mean, if you were like, hey, like, get in on this, I might be like, that's dumb as fuck, but like, how much am I making in the end?
Right. Yeah. Like, how many people do I got to get under me before I get my investment back.
Exactly.
Basically.
Like that. Why did we want to do this? Like, this is what happens when people have too much money and they're just bored. I mean,
Right.
There's like, listen, we got fucking the Amazon guy going into the space with the penis rocket. You've got fucking this bullshit, and then you can't even get a goddamn check.
I can't get a fucking check.
What the fuck?
Not
is
one
going
fucking
on?
check. It's fucking crazy. I had a point before we got sidetracked on the woolly mammoths.
You were talking about JFK.
Oh, JFK. Right. So it all leads back to JFK, folks.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you this.
Okay.
When it's first announced that the Biden administration is going to delay or postpone the release of this information, what is the first thought that goes into your head?
Listen, Joe was talking big game about student debt cancellation. I ain't buying that motherfucker's doing anything at this point.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. They ain't releasing that information. You kidding me? No, nobody is. Nobody is.
But what's the motive to not release that information at this point in 2021? What is the motive?
If I had to take a guess, and this is me
theorizing, if you had to take a wild stab, yeah.
Somebody doesn't want to give somebody else the benefit of being right.
Ah.
There's probably information in there that maybe doesn't exactly confirm any specifics.
Right.
But it might lean one way a little bit closer than the other. Maybe there was some cover-up. Maybe there was some conspiracy. You know, maybe it really wasn't Oswald. Maybe it was, a couple of extra people involved. Maybe there was a plant in his head that just fucking exploded all over the place.
I mean, his wife held his brains. She could have looked.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. But I feel like there has to be a reason. Whether, right. And I don't think that it's something to the effect of like, well, we don't want to rile up the public right now. There's too much going on.
Oh, fuck. They don't give a fuck about that.
They don't give a fuck.
Holy
like if there ain't a distraction, like you could tell me that, fucking, who was fucking Richard Nixon murdered JFK.
Right.
A week and a half later, nobody would give a shit.
Nobody would give a flying fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Which, I wouldn't be surprised if you did. So there's that. But it's funny you brought that up because I heard out in Dallas, and apparently like this is still a thing that's going on. The wonderful folks over at the QAnon group are apparently posting up in Dallas waiting for JFK Jr. to return.
The one that died in the plane crash?
The one that died in the plane crash.
He ain't coming back.
I don't think any of them are. Yeah, QAnon's still out there in Dallas waiting for JFK Jr. to return. He didn't show up, obviously, but believers have a new theory.
Wait, are they saying he didn't die in a plane crash?
I mean, if he's showing up, he clearly didn't die.
Or, well...
Unless they believe in, like, some fucked up reincarnation. Or, like,
he
comes back as an armadillo.
They're like, maybe he had his head frozen or some shit.
Oh, it's
or
like some Mars attack shit where, like, they put it on a dog?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm asking you the questions. You have the article in front of you.
Yeah, but, like, I'm trying to read and you're asking me questions, so I can't read.
I mean, there's so many questions.
Although the group is noticeably smaller from last week's gathering, QAnon believers are still waiting at at Dealey Plaza in Dallas. If you missed last week's news, a small group were hoping JFK Jr., who died in 1999, will return on the infamous grassy knoll and declare Donald Trump president. I feel so sorry for these people. Like, it is at a point now where it's just sad. Like, you people are sad. Take up a hobby. Get get a job for fuck's sake, because you clearly.
No, well, brother, it's harder than you think.
I mean, okay, true. Apparently they were singing some. Apparently they were singing some John Denver. Some.
Hopefully, it wasn't leaving on a jet plane because like that didn't work out for him.
Well, no, that's Steely Dan.
No, you're thinking of big old jet airliner.
Oh, okay.
Which is still the Steve Miller Band.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, they were singing Country Road. But
what does that have to do with JFK?
I don't know. They're currently gathering in a large circle, holding up a cross. This is fucking mental. Singing a rendition of "Take Me Home, Country Roads," in which West Virginia is replaced with Dealey Plaza. That does not fit the lyric. I'm sorry. It's.
I mean, it's the same number of syllables, so like you could probably make it work. But
I mean, I guess, but it's. Why is this a thing?
Here's the thing, folks. If my dad was the president of the United States and he was shot in the face, well, back of the head,
back to the left,
and murdered at a specific place, and then I died in a plane crash and came back to life, I'm not going to that place. I will probably get shot.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I would think like that's probably not a good spot to show up. But the other thing I don't get to is like, why JFK Jr.? Okay, I guess I understand the grassy knoll, but what is the connection to Donald Trump? Like, what is that?
That I don't know. Yeah. I don't get. I also don't understand this fascination with the dude. I mean, I understand the fascination with JFK. Sure. I understand the fascination with the JFK family. Sure. I don't understand the fascination with Donald Trump. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, I can think of a couple of reasons. Oh, apparently, people within the cult say that they've also seen Elvis, Michael Jackson, and Prince. I mean,
okay, well, Elvis is in the old folks' home, being stalked by a mummy.
Bubba Hotep, and great. Then yes, I love it. Yeah, on point. Good for you.
With Black JFK.
With Black JFK. That's why they don't see him.
That's the connection. That's the connection. We did it. We did it. It's Bubba Hotep. There's the connection.
I love Bruce Campbell. But like, what would you say? Like, oh yeah, we've seen Elvis and Michael Jackson and Prince. I'm like, you just went to Vegas and got really high. Because
Times Square.
Because listen, or time. Well, more Vegas. Because listen, I went to Vegas. And I also saw Elvis, Michael Jackson, and Prince. I was at a nightclub where there was a dude who was literally, and I actually later found out that this guy does a show where it's like a Prince tribute show.
Okay.
And he just showed up.
He's a tribute artist.
And he just started dancing, and they played some Prince, and I'm like, this is fucking great.
Now, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Because I can't imagine. Like, we just went on a themed cruise.
Right.
To a band, right?
Right.
I mean, to our show, but then to a band as well.
Of course.
I can't imagine being so obsessed with a specific artist like Elvis or Prince or Michael Jackson to the point where my entire world revolves around that specific person.
Okay.
It seems like an empty existence.
Yeah, but like this dude's also getting paid.
I mean, it's better than me.
It's better than it's Vegas, so it's probably better than me. But like, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I feel like it's. I don't know. I feel like there could be some value in that, but like there is a point where I think it becomes too much.
Well, I understand about like wanting to leave like a legacy alive kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm promoting, the Elvis legacy. But like there's fucking Graceland for that. There's fucking fried banana and peanut butter sandwiches. Like, no one's gonna forget the king, whether you're, performing as him or not.
Well, I mean, I think that there are also some like monetary opportunities with that.
Oh, sure, of course. I mean, it's kind of like Bill Shakespeare. Like, no one's gonna forget that motherfucker. Like, they're gonna be doing Hamlet to the dawn of time, and then they're gonna be recreating Hamlet in forms of fucking lions and shit forever. So, like,
True.
no one's gonna forget that dude until there's no more people.
Until the woolly mammoths take over, and JFK Jr. returns. But see, that's really the end of times right there. Like if we get a woolly mammoth and JFK Jr., pack it in, folks, and just ride out the rest of existence, because it's coming to an end at that point.
There was something about that article that you read about the woolly mammoth that really rubbed me the wrong way. Didn't you say they're going to Siberia?
Siberia.
It's real hot there. Isn't it?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And you can say pass.
Okay.
Where do you think Siberia is?
It's where those tigers are. Is it not?
I mean, I don't know for sure. Truthfully, I've never been there myself.
All right, well, look up a map. Where?
No,
is it?
No. It's where is it? Oh, it's where the tigers are from. Does not answer the question at all.
I don't know. It's over fucking Africa, like Africa, Europe, fucking Asia, somewhere in there.
I mean, you're closer with Asia. It is North Asia, Russia.
Oh, it's cold as fuck there then.
Yeah, it's cold as fuck there.
Okay.
Even. Wait, hang on. and again, feel free to say pass. Were you thinking of Serbia?
Sure. I was thinking of an Aladdin situation. I was like, they gotta make him hairless if they're bringing him back, because like it's gonna be brutal. I'm gonna sweat through. See, I wasn't wrong about the tigers. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm gonna call this 50% right.
You're. If you were thinking of Bergman brings up a great point. If you were thinking of the Sahara.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Okay. You
Tyler's balls there.
I'm going to allow it.
But that's the thing. Like, they would have had to genetically engineer them to be like without fur, because like you're not going to survive. Which they would
probably do, because if they're like, well, we can bring back the woolly mammoth, then we can obviously modify it,
right?
Like they're doing with the watermelon now. And they're like, we'll have woolly mammoth for all.
Yo, what are they doing with the watermelons?
Well, they're making them in like fucking cubes.
Excuse me?
Have you not seen the cubed watermelon?
No, are they doing the thing that they did with those women's heads in fucking South America?
The fuck are you talking about?
Didn't you see the thing where they were doing the thing with the infants, where like they're like any woman that was born who was an infant, they're like boxing in their heads so that they got like weird fucking shaped heads.
Fuck.
I'm not wrong about that one. That one I know I'm right.
I'm not gonna challenge you on shit right now. Fucking, they have
Mickey watermelons. I mean, you ate the fuck out of some watermelons on that cruise.
Listen,
so
I'm a watermelon guy. Like me, I'm a watermelon. Always have.
Wait, what are they doing with the melons? Making them seedless?
Making them cubes. They're making them in cubes.
Well, how do they do that?
I don't
They were
know,
on the
man.
ground?
Fucking science and shit. It's dangerous. It's gonna bring that back to Woolly Mammoth and JFK Jr. So yeah, what the fuck are we going on about?
So the fact of the matter is, my point being, if they're going to delay the release of these fucking documents,
Sure.
to me, what that says is that the government was in on it.
There's something in there that they don't want to write. Yeah, they're trying not to prove certain groups right,
Right.
or give them potentially a little more credit to their
Now, whether that means that
theories.
they were in charge of the operation or they just turned a blind eye are two different things. But you know, they're just grown in a box. Well, that's kind of like the women.
Yeah,
that I was saying. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was the CIA. And again, I don't know to what extent. I mean, they fucking like basically created the Manson family. And you know, you never know what they're going to be up to. But why are they drawing suspicion by saying like, nah, man, we're not going to release those papers? Like, just release those papers, and then like by next week,
everybody will forget.
Everybody's going to be on to the next thing when they let that kid off for shooting 2 people.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, like people have a short attention span. It's fucking Twitter. You got Ted Cruz fighting with Big Bird. You got the Snuffleupagus being genetically engineered. It's all connected, folks. Follow the money. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the holidays?
I do. But actually, first I want to talk about this. Is, you know, I've had a little bit more time on my hands. Obviously, being unemployed, that sort of thing, and I got to do something the other day that I got to face a fear.
Oh.
I don't know how often people get to face their fears on like a regular basis type of thing. What are we talking about again? We're talking about facing fears, folks.
The faces of fear.
No, that's different. That's when you take driver's ed, and then you have to watch that video where everybody fucking dies.
I never watched that video.
You never watched that video?
No.
I don't think I've ever seen the video either, but like my instructor basically like told horror stories the entire time of like decapitation and all sorts of shit. Not to scare the fuck out of you, not to drive drunk ever. But I got to face a fear the other day, folks. Now, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm a little afraid of heights.
Okay.
Which is bizarre because I've fallen off enough ladders.
True.
You know, for anybody's comfort, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
But I could not bring myself to climb a ladder and go up on the roof of my house.
Really?
It's just really high. Like, and it's pitched, so like you can't get your footing up there.
Okay.
And you know it's a whole thing. And so anytime anything had to get done up there, I was like, honey, setting
the wife up.
Time to go back up on the roof. You know, we really need that. I mean, I would do it, but you know, like I get up there and I get nervous, you know, and that sort of thing. But you know, I had a little time on my hands, and we have these nice skylight windows. Very nice. You've seen them. Beautiful.
I have. They're great.
They're great, right? They need a little work, you know, on the outside of the house. On the inside, we made them nice, but you couldn't see them because the outside was shitty.
Right.
So we had to go take care of the outside so that they look nice all around. So I said the other day, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, things aren't going great, and I need to feel good about something.
Go for it.
And I'm like, what do I have to lose?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have insurance. You know, I don't have a job. I don't have anything.
Okay.
So I gotta make something out of myself.
Perfect time to risk bodily harm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck it. So I'm like, I'm going up on that roof.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just bought a ladder that it's a 22-foot ladder. And previously we only had a 10-foot ladder.
Okay.
So like getting up on the roof, like you climb to the top of the ladder, which there's a line like this says don't fucking climb above
and
this
then
line.
You gotta get on that and you gotta kind of shimmy and roll.
Right. And I'm not a rule breaker myself. So like once we get up to that line, I'm like, I can't go any further. So but we have this ladder, this 22-foot ladder, and I'm like, okay, it's a bigger ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And with a 10-footer, like you had to stand on the top and then like kind of jump a little, you know, and you had to have the ref hold the bottom so that it didn't tip over.
Yep.
And you had to jump and a little leap of faith, and then you get up on the roof. But here with the 22-foot ladder, you know, you got some room or whatever. So the way my house is set up is right by the skylight windows, the chimney.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, you know, I'll climb up there. You know, I'll use the chimney for balance, and then I'll get up on the roof and do the work that I have to do, clean the windows, scrape them, the whole thing. I get up there, and I'm like, man, this is high. And I've got like 1 foot on the ladder, and I've got 1 foot on my roof, and I'm frozen there. I can't make the commitment to take the other foot off the ladder, you know, and basically like scurry up the roof to the windows to where I need to be.
Right.
And I'm 1 foot on the ladder, 1 foot on the roof for a good 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
And my neighbor is outside.
Just watching the whole thing go down.
And he's an old fucker.
Sure.
And he doesn't mind his own business ever. And he goes out there and he's looking at me and he's like, this is too good. Like he starts pretending to do household projects just so he can stay out there longer.
Right.
Type of thing. And I'm like nervous, holding the chimney, nervous, and then looking over at fucking Bob, who's like pretending to hammer something.
Right.
But he's also kind of like side-eyeing me as well.
Like I'm waiting for it.
At the same time.
Waiting for it.
And I'm like, all right, I got to do this. And so finally I'm like, you know what? Things can't get worse. And so I just go for it. And I hug the fuck out of that chimney. And I lift my foot off the ladder. And I scurry onto the roof.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm up here. And I'm like, I got to use my momentum.
Yeah.
To get up to the windows to where I need to go. And so I'm like, fuck. And so like I'm like running.
Yeah.
Basically up the roof to the windows, and then I get to the windows, and then I'm just fucking holding on to the windowsill.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, I made it. I'm on the roof. I'm here. I face my fears. This is great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta scrape these windows.
Yeah.
All right. So I pull out my scraper and I open it up and I start to scrape it, and then I'm like, fuck this. Fuck it. Why won't this won't fucking scrape off? And we had just bought a new window scraper from the dollar store.
Sure.
And I'm like, this isn't fucking doing it. And I look, there's no blade in the window scraper. And I'm like, motherfucker. I've got to go all the way back down.
Yep.
And I got to go all the way back up. And so I go down and like, I do the thing where like you sit and then you scooch.
Yep. Oh yeah.
A little bit down until you get to the ladder. And then I'm like, gently easing myself onto the ladder type of thing. And I get down and I'm like, oh, thank the Lord. I'm here. Go in, put the blade in the scraper. And then I'm like, all right, we got to do this again. But now I'm a pro.
Sure. Now you know what to do. You got the plan and everything.
I got the whole plan. Scurry back up the ladder. Put 1 foot on the roof, 1 foot on the ladder.
Right.
Hug the fuck out of that chimney.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Bob, and I'm just like, I got this, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
go inside.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Old motherfucker.
Get back up there. And I get up there, no problem. I start scraping the window. I'm like, all right. Fucking doing it. Go to the second window. There's a goddamn wasp's nest up there. And the fucking wasps are everywhere. And I'm like, motherfucker. And so I'm like, fuck, there's wasps everywhere.
What is your life?
But
it's just like a series of calamity. Like,
I'm a fucking cartoon
can
character.
you just fucking stop? Like, for one day. Just one day. Just fucking stop, man.
I wish I could.
Jesus
I wish I could.
Christ.
And I started scraping the window and then realized there's a fucking wasp's nest there.
Right.
And I'm freaking the fuck out. And I'm trying not to fall off the fucking roof.
Yeah.
At the same time, but I'm still scooching my ass down the fucking thing, worried about the goddamn wasps. And then I look up on the interwebs, and apparently, like, you can kill wasps with dish soap. Like,
cool.
I don't know. So I get a spray bottle, I fill it with dish soap, and I spray the fuck out of it. It doesn't do shit.
No.
And
you just need a stick and hope for the best. Or
I got a
or
stick.
get the hose.
And I got a broom, and I'm like half on the ladder, half on the roof, reaching up with the broom, trying to swipe at the fucking windows, trying not to fall the fuck off. And they're just getting pissed.
Christ.
And I ended up calling it a day.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I accomplished at least something. I got up there.
Mm-hmm.
Put my hat in the ring.
Yeah,
type of thing. Face the fear.
Yeah.
Type of thing. I'm gonna call that a win.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know where the fucking shit Siberia is.
Yeah. One time I watched my dad fall off the roof. Yeah, it was hilarious.
You take a back bump?
No. He fell straight down. Well, the best was like my brother and I are like sitting. So like we were actually inside. And this ties into the holidays because he was stringing up lights on the roof and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so like my brother and I, like we're standing in the front room and we're facing each other. We're talking to one another. And then to the direct side of us is the front door, which had like a window in it. And like we're sitting there, I forget what we were talking about, but we're just like going back and forth. And all of a sudden we hear like a tussle. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then we look through the window and we just see a body fall. We go
Genius.
and we just kind of peek our head around the corner of the garage door and we're like, hey, you okay? He's just like, yeah.
And that's the one thing, like if I was still in New York,
right,
I would at least feel okay that like there's probably some snow on the ground to break your fall.
Yeah, you got something to bump on.
But like here in Florida,
it's just
you ain't got shit.
You're going straight down, folks. That's all it is.
Yeah, maybe into a sinkhole. You never know.
Maybe. Yeah. By the way, I was told you should check for those.
Brother, at this point, probably should.
Just, precaution.
Which after we talk about the holidays, we got to talk about the evil spirits.
The evil spirits. Okay.
And to close the show. But yes, the holidays are in full swing. I don't know if anybody knows this.
Man.
Fucking Christmas is starting now. Hanukkah's in like
Christmas
couple weeks.
Starting. Yeah, like 2-3 weeks you get to start Hanukkah. Congratulations.
Sure.
Folks. No, but like Christmas was starting the day before Halloween, as we saw at your local Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Because when we went in to buy snacks, there ain't nothing for fucking Halloween there anymore. Like, hey, if you wanted to get some last minute candy, guess what? You're too late because now all they got are Christmas trees and snowmen. Like, not a pumpkin Reese's in sight. How dare you? They're still good, even in November. Yeah.
Oh wait, but first, actually, we got to talk about Halloween a little bit too.
Okay.
Because we haven't talked about Halloween yet. We might go a little bit long because I got a lot to talk about. But like,
we know.
You got any trick or treaters this year?
We weren't home for the majority of the night. We didn't get back.
That's right.
We didn't get back. We didn't get back to the house till about like 8:00.
Okay.
But I did get 2 notifications on the doorbell saying that there were people at the front door, which is weird because all of our lights were turned off.
Oh, there's some hopeful people.
It was like I our house wasn't decorated.
Mm-hmm.
All of the lights were turned off, even the front porch light, which they would have had to have walked through. So I appreciate the effort. I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, we did not. We did not really get much of a Halloween celebration, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like Blakely was saying in the chat, our son got some Christmas candy while trick or treating because that's. I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's what was. I mean, I feel like if you went out the day before to pick up some candy, that's what you were getting. You were getting Christmas candy
That's what you
because there
got.
was nothing. And I mean, okay,
Fenton handed out the
maybe.
Christmas trees,
Hey,
the
you do
Reese's
what you
candy
gotta.
Christmas trees.
Like I could get it. Like maybe a lot of places were simply sold out. So
Mm-hmm.
if that is all that's available, but like I don't believe you, and I feel like it's a lie. Like you threw that candy away, and you shipped it off, and it's bullshit.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So our Halloween. So at the old house, we lived in a neighborhood with a lot of kids at the
Right.
old house. So when we got trick or treaters, actually got a decent amount, like pretty much every year.
Right.
So I hear a lot of people is like we didn't get we didn't get anything. We would usually get somewhere around 75 to 100 kids at the old house, which is really good. Times change and that sort of thing. So we didn't really know what to expect, moving to Florida and being in the neighborhood that we're in and that type of thing. And honestly, like we couldn't find any candy. So we're just going to do the thing where like we both go out with the kids
Yeah.
and nobody's home. So we're not going to, we were going to decorate. We didn't end up decorating. Like it was a very busy fucking
Somebody tried
time
decorating.
right before Halloween. Well, yes,
I thought that was the best. We tried.
Tried basically. We tore it down before Halloween, so nobody got any ideas. So we went out and we're just like, we'll take the kids. It'll be fun. The boy went as Lego Boba Fett. The girl wanted to be something spooky. She went as a vampire, and that's true. Like if you hand out the Christmas candy, you know it's fresh.
You do know it's fresh, which is good.
You're not getting some stale Rolos or some shit. You know.
She was giving out Rolos.
So, yeah. Anyway, we went out and we're like, all right, so we'll take the kids. And we go out there and I've never seen so many people.
Really?
There must have been, if I was handing out candy, I should have prepared for 500 fucking kids.
What?
It was insane.
Yeah.
Insane. And not only that, but like we hadn't really been around the neighborhood recently either. People fucking went all the fuck out for Halloween. Like I'm talking about like houses with 5 to 8 animatronics, like smoke machines, lighting effects. You thought you were on the fucking like a sound stage with some of these houses. It was fucking crazy. On top of that, I don't know if you know this or not, but people in Florida, they love their goddamn golf carts. People are fucking driving around in golf carts, going house to house, with their kids, like, oh, they trick or treat, they hop in the fucking golf cart, go in the next house type of thing. Dad's drinking a beer, driving the golf cart, having a fucking grand old time. And then you got the goddamn pickup trucks going around with a trailer attached to them, and the trailer is full of hay barrels, and they're giving hay rides throughout the neighborhood. It's a fucking hootenanny.
Wow.
Out there on the goddamn streets. And so, like, our neighborhood is a mile walk, a full circle mile walk. So we took the kids there, and then there's a little bit of an inner circle too. So we took them down there, and there was a few houses by the end that we got to where they had signs of like, sorry man, we're out. Like, we're out. And then it being nice weather, a lot of people had like tables set up in their driveway. Like they had that type of thing. A couple people had like the buckets, like take one kind of thing. Like, but there's some asshole kid that's gonna fucking fill their sack full of that shit. And then, like I said, like people went all out, and then, but at the same time, it seemed like everybody was done by 8:00.
Okay.
It seemed by like 8:00, the neighborhood had shut down. So
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
like an early
and was
start.
it like mostly younger kids though?
It was
So
too. Like
yeah,
it was.
like you're gonna be done within an hour and a half.
And like you've been to our neighborhood, so you know when like you pull into the neighborhood, they had like that kind of median area
Yeah,
before you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
turn into the neighborhood. People like 20 cars parked in the median.
Really?
So like people were bringing their children
Oh wow.
to our neighborhood to trick or treat
Hmm.
around. So it was like it was a real fucking happening event. Like I've never seen Halloween spirit like to that effect since I
Right.
was a kid. Like
Wow.
most of the time, like people have given up on Halloween, but like here, fuck, it was on. It made me like I gotta step up my game. Like next year, I gotta fucking go all out. I gotta get a part of this type of thing. You know,
Yeah.
we gotta do a theme. We gotta fucking
You got to do your
do all
Twilight Zone
sorts of
thing.
stuff. I know it's gonna be on
Gotta get
next
ready
year.
for it. Yeah.
So yeah, that was fucking phenomenal. And now it makes me really excited for what people are gonna do around Christmas time because there ain't no fucking snow here. So like
No.
getting in the Christmas spirit's gonna be tough. But like already people like the same day, like the next day, people are tearing shit down to put up fucking candy canes and shit. And I'm like, oh
Ooh.
fuck, here we go. Like
They ain't waiting. Yeah, like
they ain't waiting.
I'm wondering how it's going to be around here because I feel like it's sort of a mixed bag. I mean, like where we are, we're like at the end of the neighborhood. Like our street is the last street. Like you go in, like there's one way in, one way out, and we are like the last street, all the way at the other
Oh
side.
geez.
And you know, not a lot of decoration for Halloween. Couple houses had some like stuff like going like up to their front door, and some lights. People went fucking ham for 4th of July. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah. Oh well, patriotism.
Patriotism,
Texas.
and there's literally 3 fireworks stands on the way to our house, and they were all sold out day of. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what people do for Christmas. I don't know if we have decided yet. I mean, I'm sure we'll do stuff like inside the house. I mean, because you got to be a little festive.
Yeah, get a tree.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
menorah, whatever you're into.
Yeah, whatever your flavor is.
Sure.
We talked about maybe just decorating the plant cart again, which is what we sort of did last year, and getting like a tiny tree.
Okay.
Just 'cause, like you get if you get a real tree, you gotta like tend to it, you gotta care for it, you gotta clean up after
You just
it,
gotta water it.
gotta water it.
Makes your house smell awesome, though.
I mean, I can't smell, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, that's true.
Then if you get a fake tree, it's like it's cool, but like it's not.
I do want to get one of them fucking fake trees with the built-in LEDs that like hook up to Google, so like you can like
so you can like tell it when to change colors and stuff.
Exactly.
That'd be kinda cool,
whatever
I
you're
guess.
feeling. Like I want a fucking pink tree.
Yeah.
Turn that shit to pink.
Yeah, I think we might just do like a big decoration thing, like throw up some lights. We
Mhm.
got some smaller decoration stuff that we'll probably put up and around, the downstairs at the very least.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
but we have a much bigger space now too, so it's going to be a bit of a chore.
You're making your own advent calendar?
We are making our own advent calendar. I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually spent like most of the weekend because Christy went out. She got a sort of it's it's just a box, and it's got all these little slots in it.
Okay.
But it was like a wooden box. It's got all these drawers in them, and then we painted it up. Did a really good job painted up the knobs. We're gonna get some stencils on it, so it's gonna be like super festive. And then like we're each gonna get a day, or like a series of days, and we're gonna put gifts in it for the other person. So we'll do like little treats for each other up until the day of Christmas, and then we'll do maybe a couple of other things. But that'll be cool.
So you're gonna what kind of treats? Are you talking about like some candy, or are you gonna get some like some treats in there? Like what kind of treats are you talking about?
What are some treats? I mean, it could be a combination of both. Like maybe the first day is like a sack of gold chocolate coins.
Sure.
And the last day is like, I don't know, fucking $50 gift card to Amazon or something.
Okay.
It's just like, I mean, like, listen, the drawers are like that big, so it's not like you can put like anything big in there.
You can fit some things in there.
I mean, you could fit some things in there. Yeah, like we're both in agreement on this. You could fit some things in there, so we're gonna do that, which will be a lot of fun.
Okay, sure.
And we're close to having that done too.
Well, I mean, are you doing like the 12 days? Like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, an advent calendar is
the whole
20.
month?
You do 24 days, so we're each gonna get 12 days.
Okay.
So it's gonna be
wait, 24 or 12?
24. So did you know what an advent calendar is?
I mean, I'm aware they sell them at the fucking Target.
But do you know? But do you know what it is? Like, do you know? Like, toys. It's a calendar.
Sure.
Leading up to Christmas.
Right.
And every day you open it up and you get a little treat. So it could be like chocolate or like a little toy, like a little thing.
Right.
So like when we had them growing up, you know, we would always open them up right before bed, and then you'd open it up and there'd be a little piece of chocolate, and then we were told you can't eat that right now because you're going to bed. Like,
here's the thing you can't have.
Here, congratulations, you got a piece of chocolate. You can't have it because you just brushed your teeth and now you got to go to bed. It was a really fucking wild premise for a 5-year-old. And I'm like, but I'm getting this thing. It's a gift for me. And like, yeah, but like you got to wait till tomorrow to eat it. Like, well, why didn't I just open it up tomorrow? Well, you're gonna open one up tomorrow as well. It's like, yeah, but I can't eat that then either.
See, when I was growing up, we would have that. We'd have, you know, the little calendar that would have, you know, something in it for beginning December 1st through, you know, the Christmas Eve, basically,
Christmas
right?
Eve. Yeah.
But so now I wanted to keep that tradition with my kids, but I'm poor as fuck. So I'm like, listen, kids, like, you know, the 12 days of Christmas, right? I'm like, so we're starting this motherfucker at December 13th. Like, homie can't afford goddamn, you know, fucking a whole month worth of bullshit.
Right.
So, you know, we're gonna cut on the first day of Christmas, you get a goddamn eraser or some shit from the dollar store. You know?
See, you should just do the Feast of St. Nicholas.
Excuse me?
Do you not know about that? Where you put your shoe outside of your bedroom? I think it's like the 6th.
What?
Hang on.
What's that story with the cobbler and the elves?
Yeah, it's basically that. And then like so you put your shoe outside of your door, and then this guy comes by and he puts toys in it.
Okay.
So like I always used to get like a WCW car.
Oh, a car. Oh, okay.
Or like a toy car. Right. You get like a little sack of gold chocolate coins, some other candies, and it's like meant for you. It's basically like you're filling up a shoe or a slipper.
Sure.
With like tiny things.
Okay.
December 6th, yeah. So you got to put your shoe out the night of the 5th. Then the guy comes by and he puts stuff in there that night.
But it's just one day.
It's just one day, yeah. And it's just a shoe.
Who decided there were 12 days of Christmas?
I don't know. The fucking Hallmark people,
who is
man.
That asshole? Like, I just want to, you know. Okay, well, let's get on to this. So, like, we did want to get in the spirit early because there's no fucking holly or jolly around this house because it's just falling apart. So, like, let's get in the spirit now.
Build the
and
positivity.
we're gonna Care Bear the fuck out of this. 12 days is actually after Christmas. Wait, is it? But there's only 5 days to the end of the month.
Well, maybe New because Year. Like Christmas starts on the 25th, and it's like, okay, now for the next 12 days, you're gonna get something.
Is that like Canadian fucking Boxing Day bullshit?
When's Boxing Day? I thought Boxing Day was.
It's like the day. It's like the weekend after.
It's the 26th.
Or some shit. Yeah. Which I always thought that meant that like everybody went to the matches.
You know, when I was a little kid, I thought that too. I was like, "Is this like a Mike Tyson thing?"
Right, exactly.
You know, is this the day? We should watch Rocky on Boxing Day.
That should be a new tradition.
That should be the tradition. We watch Rocky on Boxing Day.
Okay, we're gonna do it live on this channel.
Live on this channel. We'll fucking watch it.
All right. But anyway, so we wanted to get into the fucking spirit early this year. So we're like, all right, we always wanted one of those fucking terrible, like, ceramic trees with the lights in them that like sits on like your fucking dresser or some shit that like
Oh, hell
lights
yeah.
up that like
Yeah.
every fucking grandma has.
Yeah, we
type
had one
of thing,
of those growing up.
Right, exactly. So we wanted to get one because
Right.
we're like, oh, that's classic and vintage and Christmas and all that type of shit.
Uh-huh.
And fucking Walmart sells them for $25. We're like, perfect.
Great.
So we're gonna go there, and we see, and they got a couple options. They got a green one,
Mm-hmm.
they got a teal one, and they got a pink one. And we're like, well, we got a pink couch, so like it'll go with the couch.
It'll be perfect.
It'll be perfect. So we buy the pink one, and I'm like, all right, I'm feeling good. I'm like, all right, get this motherfucker home. I'm like, I'm getting the spirit, positivity. I've been depressed as fuck, but you know what? We're gonna Christmas the fuck out of this thing. And I open it up, and the fucking thing is broken, and I open it up, and it's like they forgot to glaze like one of the sides. Like you can see the fucking wire meshing like coming through on the thing. And I'm just like, I can't have anything. I can't get a win.
No.
I can't get any type of fucking win. And so I'm like, all right, fuck. The next day, I'm like, all right, we're going to bring this motherfucker back.
Because it's Walmart.
So
we're going to get that refund.
Walmart. I had my receipt. We go up to the counter, and there's a woman. There's one register open at the customer service counter.
Of course.
And there's a woman who is sending a cashier's check for $2,500.
Okay.
And she is paying in $100 bills.
Okay.
And that cashier is checking every single one of those $100 bills.
As you do.
Holding it up to the light, putting it down, holding it back up to the light again, checking twice, like fucking Santa in his goddamn list.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just sitting there as they're checking $2,500 worth of $100 bills.
Sure.
Sitting there. And off to the left, we're looking, and there's 3 Walmart employees just laughing, having a good time.
Oh, yeah. They don't do shit.
Just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And about, 15 minutes goes by. That lady's still checking $100 bills. And the guy looks up and he looks at me and goes, oh, do you have a return? And I go, yeah. He goes, oh, I'll help you right over here. And I go, asshole, I've been sitting here for a half an hour.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck? And so he goes up and he returns the fucking thing. I've got the receipt. And he has to scan it 3 times because he fucked it up. And he's got to use somebody else's number. So he's got to call a manager over. And I'm just like, holy fucking God. And so
that tracks.
We finally get the return. I'm like, all right, well, let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go pick one that's not fucking broken.
Right.
Right? So we're there, and at this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm opening all these fucking boxes.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
And it took us 7 to find one that wasn't broken.
Jesus Christ.
Always check the box, folks.
It probably would have been quicker had you just gone to that section, opened a bunch up, found the one that wasn't broken, put yours back, and then just walked out the store.
Right.
And then if they questioned you about it, you just be like, I just exchanged this. This was an exchange. They told me to take it and go.
Well, they wouldn't have given a fuck either way, but I was trying to do. This is what happens when you try to do the right thing, folks. Fuck doing the right thing, because nobody gives a fuck about you.
Right.
So just do what fucking convenience you the most.
Sure.
Basically. Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas.
So we get there, we get the thing, and we're about to check out, and I just happen to read on the side of the box that, guess what? You don't plug this thing in. It's battery operated.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that makes sense.
Takes 3 C batteries. Do I got C batteries at home?
Hell no, nobody does.
Fuck no, I don't. So if I hadn't read that, I would have gotten the fucking thing all the way home, opened it up, and to see that I don't have the fucking batteries, which would have been par for the fucking course with this goddamn thing. But luckily, I saw it, I got the thing, put it in, and we got a little bit of holiday cheer
It's so much of an
going on in this
adventure just to
motherfucker.
get a little bit of cheer.
Jesus Christ. Like, you have to put up with so much just to get a little bit of a win here. Yeah.
You're doing great, pal.
I'm trying. And we're gonna close on this story because I have a follow-up to something we've talked about on the show.
Oh, you do?
We do. So we've talked about on the show about the evil spirits that are in my house.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen it firsthand.
I did.
You can verify.
Verified. Confirmed.
That
yes.
That
you. It's fucking wild, man. I don't know what you're doing.
I really wish I could take your mom's advice, which is just move.
Just move
at this point.
Yeah.
Which was the best. Like, and to be perfectly honest, she was not the only one that told us that.
Oh yeah.
We've gotten that advice a couple times.
Just move.
Wish we could, folks. Because I don't know if there's a burial ground. I mean, there probably is. There's probably a body in the backyard. Yeah. But the house is cursed as fuck, or at least was, because we finally saged the house.
There you
go. We had a brief period of time where my mom took the kids, so we're like, all right, we're gonna take this opportunity. We're gonna open all the doors, all the windows, and some of them were a fucking bitch to open.
Did you get that one with the lizard?
Oh yeah, and we used the vacuum. We sucked that motherfucker right up. So he's out of the window. There was also a skeletal remains of another lizard that were in there.
Holy fuck.
So vacuum's great.
Yeah.
And so we opened all the doors and all the windows. I was a little worried about the cat getting out.
Sure.
So like, I know there's
keep
like
a close eye.
Yeah, you gotta keep close eye. So like that sort of thing. So we lit the sage and we looked it up, and you're supposed to go like clockwise through the house, but you're supposed to start at the front door.
Right.
And our front door is like kind of in the middle of the house.
So you
like
start
it was a
at
little
6
difficult.
and you go all the way around.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we did. And like we got every nook and cranny behind every door. We were saying our positive mantra of like, hey, get the fuck out. Like you're not allowed here anymore. Type of thing. We went in the garage.
Yeah.
Did the whole thing, and we're like, there's another thing I'm gonna tell you off air about what happened. It was fucking spooky.
Okay.
But like, so we're going through the whole house and just saying like, hey, you're fucking not welcome here. You need to get the fuck out. And unless you're a positive spirit.
Yeah.
You need to fucking go.
Unless you're there to work and do some help, get the fuck out.
At this point.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And this was, right after our fucking roof leaked again for the third time. So we're like, we got to try something.
Yeah.
And so we do the whole house. Everything's saged. It smells. I don't know if you fucking smelled sage
can't
before.
Smell.
I mean, you can't smell, but like, fuck. Like, I finish, and then we have to go pick up the kids, and I'm like, I smell like campfire and sage. Like, it's like my mom's gonna be like, what the fuck were you doing?
Right.
And I'm like, listen, I have evil spirits.
We're trying.
I have to cleanse the spirits. And so, like, so far, nothing else has fallen apart. Fucking knock on all the goddamn wood humanly possible.
Right.
So maybe it worked.
Hey, maybe it was a good start.
I mean, nothing good's happened, but like nothing else bad
happened. See, and that's the important thing. As long as bad things don't happen, that's a good foundation to work from.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end on that note of nothing else bad has happened so far.
So far.
That's right.
So look at you go. So we have got coming up tomorrow night a brand new episode of the internet's favorite game show, which is Don't Be an Asshole. That goes live 10/9 Central. That's the show where Christy comes on and she reads all sorts of stories from the subreddit Am I the Asshole? All with a very similar theme and topic for us, along with Blakely K, to judge the hell out of them in hopes of crowning a new royal asshole each and every week. That'll be live tomorrow night. We do this show each and every Wednesday night, 10/9 Central. We have a vlog detailing our time on the SS Neverender. Be sure to check that out. It's a lot of fun. We've got so much more content coming to you very soon, so be sure that you are subscribed. Follow us on Twitter at BrainRackTV.
That's right.
Yes.
So for this week, I've been Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.